So we're now at the stage of the forum where we'd like to play you a film, an investment guide on the business opportunities within Ukraine, despite the very threat it continues to face.
The post-war reconstruction of Ukraine will be the biggest
On the
project of the 21st century. The main focus will be on processing and the agricultural sector, energy and logistics infrastructure, critical materials and the green transition, digitalization and innovations. The post-war Ukraine is a country of unlimited opportunities for investors. But there are opportunities even today. War is not an embargo on investment, and dozens of entrepreneurs prove this by investing millions in Ukraine's economy. And Ukraine's government is creating an infrastructure to support investors. It includes instruments of war risk insurance and the unique Unity mechanism, which has become one of the best deals in this part of the world. Benefits and specific tax exemptions for residents of industrial parks are already available, as well as compensation from the state budget for projects with significant investments. Almost $7 billion for investment projects from the European Union under the Ukraine facility is on this list too. So if you ask when is the best time to invest in Ukraine, the answer is right now.
So many delicious Ukrainian sites for you there. The Kharkiv University, Harvest, the turbines that just refuse to stop turning. I can now welcome back to the stage Volodymyr Kuzyov, Ukraine's Deputy Minister of Economy.
Right, thank you. So, why we are here actually? We want to present the investment guide, the product for, I would say, for the newly potential investors in Ukraine, the companies from international partners. Why we did it so with the Kyiv School of Economics think tank institute, I actually wanna say thank you for our supporters among Big Four companies, among Tony Blair Institute and the Kyiv School of Economics, again, for making it happen. So we have tried actually to have the sectoral analysis based, disclosing and showing up actually the potential opportunities, probably some bottlenecks as well, just to show up you with the clear picture and guiding you through the opportunities. So why actually invest in Ukraine now? So and that's the question, what is now, right? So before taking the final investment decision, most of the companies should start with the pre-feasibility studies, with the calculations, with feasibility studies, finding out the local partners, analyzing the legal system, the incentives, and showing up actually how the international companies might include Ukraine into their global production chains, into their global value chains. What is the limitation in terms of the trade, logistics, energy supply, and so on? So that's what we wanted to include and actually present to you and broadly. And that's actually the first attempt, having all the pieces needs for investors to explore down the road. Of course, as you know, around $500 billion estimated by the World Bank that the reconstruction needs for Ukraine. So you might ask us, all right, so it was in the past, so we have destroyed and damaged buildings, infrastructure, and businesses. Why we need to have so many investments again? But according to our estimations, we need to have 13 billion of dollars or euros, if you wish, of new investments annually to keep the economy running at least 5 to 6% growth each year. So that's actually the answer about the capacity and the markets. On the why again the international investors might have a look in Ukraine as well and having on the radar, because we have the very tight and I would say very strong support from the international financial institutions from our G7 countries and partners. So in terms of having the keeping macroeconomic stability, we have the Ukraine facility, 50 billion of euros. So in terms of the macro stability, it seems to us that we are starting growing and having like the huge support from the international communities. Again, Ukraine will be serving as the full-fledged member at the European Union. So having the nearshoring approach and including Ukraine into the global production chains would also support businesses in reducing the cost of production, cost of funding, and actually that's one more, I would say, strong argument why starting exploring investing in Ukraine again, because we need up to, I don't know, 1 year, half year, pre-feasibility and feasibility studies before the final investment decision. So about the competitive advantages, several words. First, the skilled human capital and the people in Ukraine, then the powerhouse and the agriculture processing industry that we will be for sure growing in Ukraine, because instead of just exporting raw materials for the government of Ukraine, our target is to bring highly value-added economy in the country, and our key partners supporting us on this. The green energy prospect. So we believe that Ukraine will also serve for the European Union as the green and clean energy supplier, as well as the green metallurgy as well. The same for the critical raw materials, but full cycle process. That's about the batteries, ion batteries. That's about the lithium, titanium, and other minerals, because in Ukraine we have 29 out of 32 minerals deposits, and the lithium is the second largest deposit in the country. So about the manufacturing hub, I said that our key goal is to have the manufacturing and the processing industry. And of course, having in 1,000 miles more than billion of potential consumers, that's also one more important point why Ukraine suits well for the European Union market and the single market down the road. So what we did with the Kyiv School of Economics, with the Big Four, our partners like KPMG, like Deloitte, like BDO and others, and EY as well. So we have started collecting actually the investment projects, because what the Ukraine is still suffering with the readiness and the bankability of the investment projects. So that we were starting with the long list from the Ukrainian local companies under the priority sectors. So we've got more than 1,000 of teasers, I would say, and we shortlisted it to the around 100 of the projects as the showcases, as the examples. You will learn, having the 8 key sectors like the energy, agri-processing, IT, green metallurgy, logistics, transport, and others. So estimated amount of the initial co-investments, because that's all about the project finance mostly. Also that, but the equity or quasi-equity or mezzanine finance, that's about actually this project about the equity financing. So approximately $25 billion of dollars, the potential stake that might be invested into the projects. Again, we have it included into the investment guide, and I strongly suggest you that you will learn them as an examples again, because we have around 1,000 that will be available also for your analysis. So coming back to the investment opportunities, one more important stuff, because you might also ask, all right, so guys, you have around 8 gigawatts lost because of the strikes and the missiles attacks, so that you can't have this enough predictability for supplying and having non-unstoppable, I would say, and and contingency of your businesses. But on the other side, that's a good opportunity for decentralized energy suppliers, for the storages, for the batteries, and actually shifting from the centralized energy to decentralized. And most of the companies also would take these opportunities to get their own, I would say, generation and capacity and the storages, because you know that even the solar or the wind energy would accompany with the storages for the businesses. Same for the households. So we believe that this market will be growing, and that's also the opportunities for localization of the green energy equipment in Ukraine. Again, how we can cooperate? I mean, that's about the cooperation between Ukraine and the potential suppliers. We believe that asset-based investments would work down the road. Why? Because asset-based, that's about the supplying equipment, how the companies having the sophisticated technologies, having the R&D centers, so they might start with supplying equipment to Ukraine, then placing the maintenance facilities for those equipments to serve for the investment, and then to become as the Ukrainian exporters. Because, and we have like lots of discussions with investors. What is the threshold? How many goods and equipments they should sell to start like producing the equipments in Ukraine? So actually, like you should consider it as the opportunity. All right, so we have lots of on our plate, very detailed information in the guide, especially on those projects. So you see now how the investment guide looks like. Again, I would like to say thank you for the Kyiv School of Economics think tank for all the efforts, and for our supporters and consultants from big four companies, because I do believe that we have completed the huge job and put in all the in like very specific and practical information into the guide. So we have around 200 pages. I don't know, would you like to read all of them? But I suppose that it is worth to do so. Yeah, so and just wrapping up on our possible next step as the government of Ukraine. So how we can deal with investors, because we do not have, as the ministry, the capacity to cooperate with thousands of investors. Anyway, what we're going to do? The first is to also validate and strengthen the business data, which is important for providing the forecast estimations. And of course, that's what we encourage you to start with the analysis on the business planning. On the second horizon, I would say, because that's not about the reducing the OPEXs, operational expenses. That's about the second horizon for the strategic decisions, right? That should be taken for the several years. So we're gonna work on the accessible data, starting with the investment guide. Then we're gonna develop the project preparation facility as the open source facility for collecting as like under the Ukraine facility third pillar, but also the second pillar, technical assistance and the funding for developing the project preparation facility. All right, so engaging with the potential partners, we see the intermediation by the international financial institutions, by the bilateral development financial institutions that are not so active in Ukraine yet, like German DAG, like French Proparco, like FinFund, Norfund, and other Nordic bilateral organizations. So they will become the providers of the long-term funding. When we are talking about the guarantees and the risking schemes, and you also will find it inside the investment guide, we have different types of the war risk insurance to be covered, starting from the political risk insurance, and then then property insurance. And I believe that during the conference there will be several announcements on the commercial reinsurance market, and also for the export credit agencies, because that's another important stuff, having the guarantees, the coverage, not only for the contracts coverage, right, and trading coverage, because we have lots of facilities, but also for for the investment guarantees by the ECA. So, and we are working now very closely with export credit agencies to make it happen. So I do encourage you to learn from the investment guide, to share it also with your friends and colleagues. You know, and also you have it like printed version here, so you might also enjoy reading the guide tonight. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you.
And sign you a copy at the side here. Thank you very much. That was Volodymyr Kurzo, Ukraine's Deputy Minister for Economy. We will have another break, and then at the top of the hour we will have what promises to be a fascinating panel discussion on the role of culture and education with Ukraine's recovery. Thank you.